Hey guys, we're going on another adventure today.
Where are we going, Sin?
We're going to go to the famous Victoria Rust-based cemetery and have a history lesson.
A history lesson?
Yeah.
What are we going to be looking for over there? Like old tombstones with angels carved on them?
Yes, we're going to look for those beautiful things too, and just the history and all the famous people and stuff that are buried there. We've got premiers and artists and poets and scoundrels and
rich people
and impoverished people, all kinds of things.
Oh, that should be interesting.
It will be. And it's a beautiful place to walk.
And it's a beautiful day too. The photography should be fantastic.
And the cemetery was wiped out by a storm, and I think it was 1906 or something, so there is a portion. They many times, rebuilt.
They had to shore up the shore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so that it wouldn't wipe out the street and the cemetery, and you do know why they put a fence around the cemetery, eh?
No, why?
It's because people are dying to get in there.
What a beautiful day.
This is the obelisk of the Spencer family. The Spencer family founded the company, the Spencer department store that was later sold to Eaton's. It looks to be like mother and father and the daughter Victoria Jane, and they left all their money obviously to the daughter, but the ironic thing about all this was Victoria Jane left all of her money to her parrot, and that parrot's favorite drink was brandy. So I guess that parrot died in brandy heaven.
So what do we got now?
Now we are going to go to the monument that honors 150 Japanese people buried here in the Ross Bay Cemetery. And it's right by the, I call it Potter's Field.
Yeah, Potter's Field.
Yeah, and that's where those that couldn't afford burials usually went, which is really close to where the part that got wiped out by the ocean waves is too. So that's our next stop.
Yeah, it should be just up ahead there where we don't see many stones.
Now this gives you an idea how close the ocean is here, and what they've done to try and stop the water from coming over, and put little trees and big trees and fences and all that around. But this is Potter's Row here, so this is where people couldn't afford burial, so that's why you don't see a lot of headstones and stuff in this little section.
This is not First Nations, but that's a cool bird.
Here we've got Isabella Ross. She was born the 10th of January 1808, and she died here in Victoria April 23rd, 1885. She came here in 1843 with her husband, who was a chief trader, Charles Ross, who was in charge of building Fort Victoria. After his death, she bought the land upon which we are standing for a farm, and by so doing she became the first woman to own land in what is now British Columbia. This is a tombstone of Carlo Bossi and his wife, and she carved these beautiful resemblances of herself and him. He was a native of Italy, and it's sad, but her tombstone never got filled in. I guess her family maybe buried her somewhere else, not with him or something, but it's beautiful, probably one of a kind. It's marble, and she designed it. Okay, this is Sir James and Lady Douglas's, where they lay in an underground vault here.
Just one look at the flawless piece of granite and the wrought iron railings tells you that this man, Douglas, was very important. Back to you, Cindy.
Okay, here we've got Sir James and Lady Douglas. He was Vancouver Island's second governor and BC's first premier, and they lie here in an underground vault. Okay, here is, to me, the most important gravestone in this whole cemetery. Other than I don't have any family here, but this is Emily Carr's gravesite, and she's Canada's most famous author, poet, artist, and it's amazing what people leave here. You know, there's paintbrushes and pens and pencils and all that, and she was also known as you know, Mother Earth, because she was always painting things, you know, the native culture and all that. So it's just really touching to see what people have left by her gravesite. Okay, we've got the Wood family statue here. It's carved out of fine white marble. It's of a girl by George Hershoff of Victoria, and it's just beautiful, beautiful statue that you know, we don't. There are not a lot of great big huge statues around here, so this is really something special.
This one is of the Dunsmuir family. Robert Dunsmuir, who was born in, I think, 1825 and died in 1885, something like that. He came from Scotland, and he started his, discovered coal, and started a great big coal monopoly concern, which made him the richest man in British Columbia. His son, James, he became one of the first premiers and governor of British Columbia at one time.
Okay, here we've got the Honorable Amour de Cosmos. He's the founder of our local colonist newspaper. It was founded in 1858, and his name means lover of the universe. Andy, I think you know something else about him.
Well, he went kind of crazy at the end of his lifetime. But here it says, William Alexander Smith, by act of the California legislature, changed his name to Amour de Cosmos, lover of the universe. He founded the colonist December 11th, 1858. He was second premier of British Columbia December 23rd, 1872 to February 11, 1874. Member of Parliament for Victoria 1872 to 1882. What's that?
A native of Windsor.
Windsor, Nova Scotia, probably.
Is Windsor, Nova Scotia? Okay. So he's a native of Windsor, Nova Scotia. Now we've got Sir Matthew Bailey Begbie, Chief Justice of BC, from 1858 to 1894. He was known as the hanging judge. Okay, we've got the Honorable John Hamilton Gray, Canada's only Father of Confederation, buried in Western Canada. So we're happy to have him. Fred Medley. He was killed on duty in 1925, and he's got a really cool tombstone. It's a Victoria Fire Department hat. A mausoleum of Harry Helmkin, and the architecture of this mausoleum, built of granite, is designed after ancient Egypt. But it's a beautiful marble bench. This is Nellie Cashman's gravestone, and her picture was on a U.S. postage stamp. And she is a friend of the sick and the hungry, and to all men. Heroic apostolate of service amongst the western and northern frontier miners. She was considered the miner's angel.